Yuzuru Hanyu has announced his new solo ice show, Yuzuru Hanyu Ice Story Secondary_Pray Tour. Performances: November 4th and 5th, 2023 in Saitama, Saitama Super Arena. January 2024 at Saga Arena. February 2024 in Yokohama, Yokohama Pia Arena MM. This ice story will also be directed by Mikiko. Official partners: Toa, Sekisei. Yuzuru Hanyu's comment on the new show's page. I'm very happy to be able to create something again together with Mikiko sensei and those who are important to me. This show re_pray contains ethics and values from the world of gaming, which is a big part of my experience. I believe that in each of the two opposites, a life that can only be lived once and a game that can be played over and over again, there are many important inherent values to be found. I will trust the telling of these two important things to words and skating. Audiences can reflect, rethink/sublimate the past, or they can conversely set off alarms by getting too caught up in their thoughts. My hope is that amidst questions for which there is no single right answer, and in a space, skating and performance that will never be repeated, the audience will be able to feel the colors of a world born only within each of them. I will intertwine truth, mistakes, sadness, loneliness, and pleading, putting my soul, with words and skating. Hanyu Yuzuru. Mikiko sensei comments. While watching Gift, I was overwhelmed with joy that a never-before-seen genre of expressive writing has been born here in Japan, as well as a desire to write more and more. In order to reach a landscape that has never been seen before, you just keep pushing forward as hard as you can, praying, striving for the faint light that flickers ahead. This path, chosen from many options, becomes your personal story. This piece will only be completed by the intersection of the audience's lives with the words woven by Yuzuru Hanyu, with an expressiveness that only he can show. The opportunity to touch the expressiveness of Yuzuru Hanyu is certainly a reward for those who work hard and live in this era. I am insanely grateful for the opportunity to work with him again and will continue to create this story with great care and attention. Mikiko. 2 days in a row. As always, on the edge of human possibility. Gift is much stronger than Prologue in terms of physical and emotional strain, and knowing Yuzuru Hanyu, it's unlikely that the second part will be on relaxation, so 2 days in a row is a feat. I think Yuzuru Hanyu has learned to calculate his strength over the year. The present was also very difficult, first of all the first solo show with no previous experience, and secondly without a break. If there's a break in this show, it's easier. And there is already quite a lot of experience. And the people to work with are the same. And there is enough time to prepare. It's a lot easier. A solo show is a very hard thing to do. But with such a personal theme again, its own concept and Mikiko's involvement, the show can only be a solo show. It would be a story again and someone else in the show would be redundant. But still I hope that Yuzuru Hanyu will calculate the load correctly. And will not roll 12 programs, even if not all whole, and not all with jumps, as in Gift. And without a challenge Yuzuru Hanyu cannot, that's for sure. So at least one of the programs will have challenging content. Someday we'll wait for the world tour, but that will be another story. Let them show it around the world as a gift. People will watch, buy tickets. When I remember the last Fantasia, I'm in a stupor. It's worthy of worldwide viewing online. And no money is spared for that. At first I read replay, but the internet translated it as repray. I'll be repraying for his speeches. There really goes the theme of games, but with the L replaced with R, and you get a different word and meaning. It's an interesting game. Yeah, the intrigue is right on the doorstep. I can't even imagine another one. Yuzuru Hanyu promised to keep us in suspense, and he keeps his promise, and how? Yuzuru Hanyu always has a deep philosophy in everything. And in the title of the show too. It's a very interesting and meaningful play on words. Wow. What a great news on the very first day of September. I feel it's going to be another great show. For Yuzuru Hanyu, it can't be any other way. What he is. The best. Let's look forward to new amazing programs. The beauty. The exquisite skating of Yuzuru Hanyu. His new show will break all records again. Great news. And the arenas are big. And Mikiko is the producer. Waiting for masterpieces. Now how to make it to November. I'm glad there's a break between shows in different cities. At least she'll get a proper break. I wonder why Yuzuru Hanyu considers this show as the second. Second after the prologue or second after the gift. Ice Story is the second, the solo show is the third. Because Ice Story Gift was called Ice Story Gift. And the prologue was just the prologue. So it seems to me too that it will be closer to a gift than a prologue. Thank you Yuzuru Hanyu for being in the world. Without you the world would be darker. So much joy and happiness you bring to this world and give to people. May everything work out well and there will be another masterpiece. You are so good, you do everything right. Great strength and good health to you in the future. Live, create, fly. Yuzuru Hanyu, I don't know what's ahead of me. By the way, here's my new ice show. I thought his I don't know meant I've thought of something again and almost done it, but I'm not telling you yet. So he's been vacationing all summer. Oh, my gosh. It's so great. And expected and unexpected at the same time. Yay. Is TV Asahi a hint of a possible broadcast? I hope so. I'm almost sure. Asahi is always broadcast at least one day and then they show all the others. Multiple times. With behind the scenes. So everything will be fine with the broadcasts. That's great news. And a very intriguing title. It's cool that the show will be in multiple locations and in different months. Yuzuru Hanyu will be busy all winter and won't let you get bored or forget about him. We always remember him. It's more for the general public. Very good for his brand Yuzuru Hanyu. Well done Yuzuru Hanyu. Good luck with the preparations. And we are already anticipating. When the prologue was announced, it was 11:11 a.m. When Repray was announced, and it was the end of the prologue. The hour hand changed from 11:11 to 11:12. Today, when Repray was announced, it was 11:13 a.m. There was a comment on Weibo. Interesting thought. That's our way, that's what Yuzuru Hanyu is doing. Way to go. Good luck, much luck and success to you, our golden Yuzuru Hanyu, and good health and a lot of strength. That everything will work out great for you, as always. Hi. I didn't believe for a second that Yuzuru Hanyu is resting. I think he thinks even in his sleep. I was very curious what theme he would take for his next, specifically solo, show. And he surprised and intrigued as always. Now how to wait for November? So long. If he doesn't show up on ice until November 4th, we won't see him for 4 months in his native element. And the date of the first show, like the first prologue show, is November 4th. The title is intriguing, and the font is like a computer game. Very interesting. When Yuzuru Hanyu last performed in this arena in Saitama, he cried that he'd never see it again. Voila, he already will. I wish they'd let them throw in a Winnie the Pooh for good measure. I read the news. I didn't get it. I read it again. Yuzuru Hanyu surprises me so much I have to go back and reread the news. Third solo show? Tour? I remember his another fiery declaration of love for FK where he mentioned marriage, or intention, at the beginning. I would also like to have time to rest and recover physically. Yuzuru Hanyu on the show is not limited to running over with and so will do rotations. Good luck to him, strength and health. It scares me, these words from the interview caused, literally, chills and admiration at the same time. What a degree of frankness. Themes for self-expression in any form of art, a sea ocean, if only there was a desire to try at least a mere fraction of it. I wondered, is he finally tired? But Yuzuru Hanyu is true to himself, unpredictable, desperate, intriguing, unattainable and mysterious, as his sworn friend Fernandez said about him.